Hello. We're finally back with Forza because it's taken me ages to get back to playing this. I think it's been 3 weeks, which is ridiculous because the first time I played it, I really enjoyed it. So I don't know why it's taken me so long. But we're back, and I cannot for the life of me remember where I got to the first time. So I know we had an MR2, and I think that means that we did... No, it was an Integra, not an MR2. I think we did some Japanese stuff. No, we can't have done because it's an Acura, not... Or Acura, is that how they say it? Not a Honda. So we did the Eclipse versus Integra stuff. We did FF, we've done North America. I've done Asia and Europe. So we've got all-wheel drive, FR. I've done low power open and the hatchback. We've got MR. We've got cars that can do all of these. So that's good. We don't have a rotary engine car. So we need an RX-7 or RX-8. We don't have a Z car. We have the Impreza, but we're not high enough level to do those yet. So we've also got the special event things. The point-to-points. Did the FF, we have done the all-wheel drive, we can do the FR and MR, and we can do the Eclipse versus Integra. I think some of those were the downhill events, which were pretty cool. And we've unlocked the professional, but we're going to do all of the amateur stuff before we move on to professional. So, what should we do first? Also, I remember last time as well, actually, that all the levels of, like, everything looked fine in OBS, but when I watched it back, it was really, like, the game was really loud. So, I might have to fiddle with that today. Let's do the all-wheel drive. I don't know what we've got. Oh, we've got the old reliable Impreza that's not actually that good, because it's a Billy Basic model Impreza, but we tuned it up a bit. I love the Delta, I really do, but I suspect it's probably not going to be good enough for this race. So, Silverstone, reverse, or is that just Silverstone 2 because it's the short circuit? Road Atlanta full. And Blue Mountains, which I have clean forgotten. I do not remember that circuit at all. Oh, that's the fake Mount Panorama. Right, let's jump straight into Silverstone. See how we do. I can't remember if I've put my face in the right place either, so I'll move myself around a bit when we start. I really do like that it simulates qualifying. I know the Gran Turismo games of the same era were... They just dropped you at the back and you had to work your way through. And it didn't really make much of a difference. Oh, looks like we're expected to win this one because we have been... started at the front. I'm not really in the right place. Excuse me. I forgot that the AI do this. Oh, that's reverse. Oh, we're only on 2 laps. There's no way that I'm going to be able to recover. Right, what's pause? There we go. Right. Gives me an opportunity to move myself around a little bit. Okay. Oh no, I need to be flipped because at the minute I look like I'm looking off at something that isn't there. And today I'm not wearing a hoodie with any writing on it, so it doesn't look weird. Okay, I completely forgot that the AI just smash you about. So we need to be careful of that. Stay away, you. Oh, this car's a lot faster than I thought it was. I remember this thing sucked, and then we tuned it up. I must have tuned it to be a lot better than I remembered. Can we get the old switcheroo? Yeah, it's fine if I do that to the AI, it's just not okay the other way around. That's the rule. I think I'm probably still not going to win this. No, it was just that screw up at the second corner that caused it. We'll try again. We'll finish this though. Kind of feel like we need a gear between second and third around that section. Meh. Retry. Oh, we lose progress. I forget. I should have just restarted. I forget that we can't, like, bank that result. Look, don't you start. Wait, why is my view reset? Oh, it hasn't. You come and do better. I forgot my braking point here already. That'll do. No, they don't. I tried it. I tried it off stream in preparation because I'm good at making sure I'm prepared. No TIE fighter noises work, unfortunately. I really feel like I should be going around here in second, but it just doesn't like it. I don't have to prove anything to you. They're actually a lot closer than I was expecting them to be, with me actually driving properly. I was not aware of that feature of this game. No. Oh, God. I would have been so annoyed if he'd taken me out there and that had ruined the race. I'm already the fastest, look. Yeah, get out of my way. There's at least one feature about these older games. There really was no kind of penalty for just smashing the AI around. You don't get away with that now. You get some kind of like time penalty or something. Although saying that, in the newest Forza Motorsport, the penalty system is just a joke. Like, there have been many times where I've hit something and it's been like, yeah, fine, that was my fault. And it's just said, nope, you don't have to worry about that. Nothing wrong there. Told you. But also, on the other side of that, there are times also when you get, like, just completely rear-ended by an AI opponent, and somehow it manages to give you a penalty. Road Atlanta is always a fun circuit for me because I really enjoy it, but I will never, ever learn how to take turn 3 correctly. I always feel like it should be taken much, much faster than it actually should. And always have a little introduction to the grass when I haven't driven it for a while before. Oh! Fun news, there's an update to Spider-Man 2. So now you can do New Game Plus or replay missions. So I'll be able to go back into that and redo some of the stuff that I need to get the Platinum Trophy. So that'll be a stream at some point. Right, slow down. There we go. I actually slowed down too much there, but it's better to overcompensate than fly through it and completely ruin it. This section is so wide compared to in real life. It's making it way too easy. Didn't have laser scanning back when this came out though, to be fair. Oh, right. One thing I do remember about this car is that its weakness is in a straight line. I think. Is that right? Or was that where its strength lay? Oh, if we get... Yeah, look, we're very slow in a straight line compared to the others. Which is not good, considering one of the features of Road Atlanta is an enormous straight. Go away! Pick the right braking point. Good. Good. AI is good. Oh, there's no way I'm catching them now. If I remember rightly, we can flat out the last turn. Yes, we can. It's so bad. I do plan on playing through this series, and I really hope that is something that they improved in later games. Oh, well, I mean that one was my fault, but also, why was he going so slowly through that section? I hate the positioning of the start button on this controller. Also, I don't know if this was the case when it first released, but the Xbox is so loud. Like, I can hear it through my headphones. I don't know if it's just because, you know, it's an old console now and it's having to work harder than it used to. Let me know how the volume is, by the way. Like I said last time, everything looked fine, and then I realised that the game was far too loud. Driving on grass is not good. Right, we've got a better lead on them than we had in the first attempt. It's just whether they decide to completely rear-end me again. It's really weird because it feels like they do take different lines. You know, they're not always just following each other like in a row into the corners. But their braking points don't ever really seem to differ. I'm so bad around this circuit in actual sims, so it would be nice to win a race here. Even if it is against AI. Oh, I'm glad we're using this car again, though. It might be worth getting a thumbnail with this car. Like, this is what we use for most of the first stream. Okay, that was far too early on the brakes. Yeah, this is what we use for most of the first stream, and I didn't get a thumbnail of it, so maybe this is what I'll use for the thumbnail in this one. Cool. Right, let's view the replay, and I shall hide my face. And we'll just get a little bit, get to a point where it looks like we might have a good screenshot. I think my face should be in it. No, I don't. One thing that I find really cringy is the idea of putting my face in a thumbnail. I realise that YouTube's algorithm really prefers that people's faces are in them. But I just can't bring myself to do it. Okay, that'll do. We're not gonna... If we haven't got a good shot by now... I mean, actually, can you save replays? Oh, I'll just save the replay and do it later. I'm sure we will have got a good I'm sure we'll have got a good shot from that. Go full Mr. Beast. Absolutely not. I mean, to be fair, if it's going to make me like a gajillionaire like him, then, you know, fine. Oh, a reward. You've established a relationship with the Daimler Chrysler of North America. There are new race cars available in the Dodge and Eagle dealerships. In addition, Dodge has sent you a classic 1970 Challenger RT Hemi. That is good. That's one thing about America that I always find funny. And we don't really have the same thing over here. Is they're like American versions of cars from other countries. I assume it's just because they can't, like, Japanese cars won't sell as well over there. But like Eagle was, I think the Eagle Talon was just a Mitsubishi Eclipse, but it was just branded as the Eagle Talon in the US because a Mitsubishi wouldn't sell in America, which is very funny. Okay, this one is also going to be difficult because of the two very long straights and our weakness in a straight line. Be interesting to see if the qualifying simulates us on pole. America, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're on pole. Hello, Harley. Are you another bot? I've been getting plenty of bots lately. Usually first name, surname bots. God, I can't remember this because all I'm thinking about driving around here. Yeah, that's a bot. All I'm thinking about driving around here is how it compares to Mount Panorama, which is based on. So I'm going to get constantly confused. Harley, if you're not a bot, say Jiminy Billy Bob. If bots get me up to 50 followers required for affiliate, then they can come in all they want. In fact, I'm fairly sure Twitch is smart enough to know when bots are bots because it doesn't show up as a new follower. You get a notification or whatever, or maybe it's just that bots can set that off, but my followers haven't gone up whenever a bot has followed. So forgot, this handles really nicely. It's just so planted through the turns. I mean, obviously it's four-wheel drive, so that makes sense, but it just feels lovely to drive. But we've got an enormous straight and we're slow in a straight line. Although I think the AI breaks through that section, and we don't have to. That's a second gear corner there. It's better than the bots you get on Twitter who say all kinds of unsavoury things. Things that are not in the Bible. If Harley asks me to do a TIE fighter noise, I will do one. That's the ultimate test. like Nos in the Fast and Furious. I do love that depiction of nitrous, because as well, like that's a whole generation's understanding of how nitrous oxide works. It's just a make go faster gas. Uh-oh. No. Yes, yeah. Don't. Oh no. You know what the thing is now though? We've let them get close enough that I'm going to be in big trouble on the straight. It basically allows you to burn up fuel faster, which means that you essentially accelerate quicker. So if you're going at like a top speed, you're not going to exceed the top speed of the car that as it already exists. Our only hope now is that the AI does brake significantly through this final fast left-right, which it did. Oh, thank Christ. Hey, that was the last one in that series. Uh, 240 SX SE. That... Can I make this spin? That's a Sylvia. It's just called a 240 SX in Europe, I think. That's what it was sold as there. Or was it even sold in Europe? Maybe that's what they called it in America. It's definitely a Sylvia, though. Okay, so we've got FR. It's apparently a level 0 event. I mean, the Trueno still might be a bit slow for that. Oh, the Mugen S2000. That's going to be really good. So we just won the Challenger and the Sylvia. B4, B2. Hang on a minute. 2 is higher. B2 is a higher class than B4, I believe. I would have thought that the Mugen S2000 would be in a higher class than the Challenger. Let's try the Challenger, because this is going to handle like absolute rubbish, and that could potentially be quite funny. Especially around New York, which has really heavy braking zones that I consistently misjudge. So we're going straight into a barrier in this one. Okay, we're racing against a Sylvia, Supra. Well, that's a Mark II Supra, so that's not that quick. Yeah, see, I am currently on the same number of followers that I was before our friend allegedly followed. So, definitely a bot. S14 Sylvia, a Mark III Supra as well. It has qualified us on pole, but that approximation of the sound of a V8 is very funny. It sounds like a low fart through a tube. The rear end just does not want to be stable. Oh no. Oh, it's all over the place. It's fun though. Oh wow, we're way faster than everything else. To be fair, yeah, in a straight line, that should be the case. Oh god, I'm going to misjudge this braking point so badly. I mean, it wasn't good, but we didn't die. That's the important thing. That's the best thing that you can say about a car ride at the other end. I didn't die. My bitrate seems to be consistently higher today than it was yesterday? When did I last stream? Tuesday. Which is good, because I didn't really understand why it was so low on Tuesday. Right, keeping it in a higher gear than feels like it should be in seems to be the way forward. Though what I will say is the bitrate it doesn't look as stable when I'm driving at really high speed through an environment like this that has a lot of stuff going on in the background. Bare minimum car ride? Well, yeah, I suppose, but, you know. It's the one thing you want from a car ride, isn't it? So whenever you can say that at the end of the journey, it's been a success. You know, it doesn't matter if you actually get where you need to go. You didn't die in the box that runs off highly volatile exploding fluids. I think it was James May that said, if you explain to somebody now how an engine works without referring to it as an engine, they would say, absolutely not, I am not going in something that works that way. So, well, we take this really, really volatile liquid and we make it explode several thousand times a second in a metal container, and we use the explosions to move. And the whole thing could set on fire. No. I'm not going anywhere in that. Oh, the last corner here is going to be fun. It's difficult in a car that's easy to handle. We're not even going fast, and I'm in a relatively high gear, and the back end is already trying to step out and kill me. Nearly went. This is the exact opposite of the Impreza, when I said that was really easy to drive. And it just grips around the corners, and this just wants to kill you at every opportunity. This is much more of a challenge as well, because our advantage really is in a straight line. So this circuit being lots of high-speed corners is evening out the playing field. Right, how brave am I going to be through the final corner? Can I take it flat? That's the question. No! I can't even accelerate now because the wheel spin's so heavy. Oh no! Oh! And then we just get completely taken out. Okay, fine. Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe I put in all that work of that first lap. It was so difficult wrestling the car around the whole lap. And then I just ended up getting taken out. Well, no, actually, it's not fair of me to blame the AI when I decided to go flat out through a corner that clearly wasn't a good idea in this car. Could have just used the Mugen and this would have been fine. But no. It does make it exciting, to be fair. See, this is the thing you talk about, the bare minimum with a car ride. If there's a risk of death, you know, and you don't die, that's why it's exhilarating. Wakes you up before work, doesn't it? I really should be dropping it into second gear there, but the back end would just go if I did. I feel like this entire lap really needs to be done in third gear. You can see it's already kicking out even in third, so despite the fact that the speed we're travelling at is really more appropriate for second gear, I'd rather keep the revs low. The question now is, I know I can't take the final corner flat out, but how much do I need to let off? More than that, more than that. Okay, we survived. Oh, Christ. I would have been very annoyed if I had thrown that away again. So, Rise of the Ronin comes out on the 22nd. And I want to play that because obviously, you know, samurai, that's cool. I need something to play in the intervening period. And that's not that much time really. What's that, 2 weeks? So kind of, you know, I'll be hopping on this. But I don't want to main this until then. So I'm trying to have a think about what to play that could be, you know, reasonable for me to finish in a couple of weeks. That would be interesting. Can't be something too long, obviously. Been playing a lot of retro games recently, so I think something a bit newer might be fun. Rise of the Ronin is basically a game set in feudal Japan where you play as a samurai, but it's far more, it has more sort of RPG elements than a game like, say, Ghost of Tsushima. What I've seen it kind of framed as is like Ghost of Tsushima meets like Assassin's Creed, but the gameplay's quite fast as well, and also maybe a little bit like of a Souls-like. It's kind of been marketed as, so it looks really interesting. I could finish Spider, yeah. That might only take one stream though, so I was thinking somewhat like maybe Scars Above, which apparently is only like 10 hours-ish long, if you want to do like the campaign. that could be good, because that's a couple of streams, and you know, that's a relatively new game. I've heard that like the gameplay is quite satisfying in it, but it's not like it's not anything revolutionary, which is fine. Not every game has to be, but yeah, it looks good. And it's on PlayStation Plus. This car should be at home here. Good old Merca. Although Laguna Seca is quite a technical circuit. This car doesn't do technical, so maybe that's not all too accurate. I need to kind of plan out Spider-Man finishing that as well, because some things are going to be just like fairly easy, like they just be repetitive, like repeating a few missions until like I've got enough of a certain type of takedown, for instance, or like I've used certain abilities enough times against enemies, things like that. Should be fairly simple, but some of them are a bit more like the, you know, like the spider bots that you need to find. There's no like they don't appear on the map in any way, I don't think, until you get really close to one. And I don't know which ones I found, so like short of just swinging around the map for hours hoping that I come across them, the only real way to do that is to have like a checklist in front of me and kind of tick them off, basically. Uh-oh. Oh, I kind of screwed him up there. I didn't mean to, but it worked out in my favour, so that's fine. Oh no. That was too early on the brakes even for this stupid thing. I don't have ABS on either, which is good because, you know, if you're effective at driving without ABS, it does make you faster, but also it's realistic because this car wouldn't have had ABS, but also the brakes are locking very easily. It's quite hard to be smooth on the brakes. This thing's probably just got big old drum brakes as well, so it shouldn't be all that good. Do you know what I miss? And I was thinking about this yesterday for a specific reason, which I will explain and you'll understand. Remember video game like tie-ins to films? You remember when a film would release and basically every film would have like a video game tie-in to it? Usually that happened a lot around the PS2 and PS3 era. So it wouldn't really matter what the film was. Like, I remember when the first Avatar game came out, and I think there was a PS3 game that came out with it, and it sucked. It was not good. But that happened basically for everything. I think there were Godzilla games and all sorts of stuff like that. And you really don't get that anymore because teams, like, you don't get You don't get games churned out on budgets by small teams anymore. Never liked this model of Celica. So those kind of things, they just don't exist anymore. Which I think is a shame, because there were some hilariously like bad and therefore very enjoyable games in that category. American Muscles are level 10. What are we going to be racing against in that, though? Let's see what we've got in the point-to-point. Always ruin the end of the film. Yeah. I remember playing the Transformers game that was a tie-in to the first film on PS2. Oh my god, should we take this car on the hill climbs? This is going to be terrible and difficult, but hilarious. Yeah, I played the Transformers game, and it was just terrible. It just wasn't good. I don't know what I expected. But at the time, you know, I was a young teen, and the Transformers films were absolutely awesome. So I wanted the game, and I never finished it. It was just awful. Even at that time, I understood that it was a bad game. Played Spider-Man 2 on PS2 and it ruined the end. Well, yeah, but why did you expect that not to happen? That was the thing about those games as well. They were always just a straight up kind of like rerun of the film, which was quite cool. Which one was it? Which Matrix game? Enter the Matrix. It wasn't about the film. You played as Niobe and Ghost, I think, and you did a load of stuff that they just didn't do in the film. And it was cool that you were playing as a character, or as characters, that were not the main characters of the film, you know? You got to know something more about the world. And it was really weird that a PS2 game did that. It was strange that they threw the budget at a game for that purpose. Because you were a kid and you didn't think like that. To be fair, that is a reasonable excuse for kind of anything that goes on around that age. Why would you think that way? You were a child. Ooh, nearly lost that then. I remember playing The Matrix, The Path of Neo, and it was basically like all of the films, and you just played as Neo the whole way through. Like, it was your journey through, Neo's journey through the films. And you had to do all the fighting and stuff, but they just added things in that weren't there. Like the scene where Seraph fights Neo to like test and confirm that he is the one. It lasts maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute in the film. And it's a great fight sequence. For how short it is. In the game, like, it does a whole... You can't have a 30-second fight and it be satisfying. So they have you going through, like, a simulation of, like, jumping over, like, a burning pit, like, on obstacles and things like that. And it's just like, what is this? This is ridiculous. But obviously, they had to make the gameplay more fun. And literally, at the end, is like, in the film, obviously... Spoilers for the third Matrix film, but if you haven't seen it by now, that's your own fault. At the end, obviously, Neo lets Agent Smith copy onto him and like, essentially kill him, because he knows that that will actually end up with Smith losing. So, like, you know, Neo sacrifices himself. Just before the end of the... That was fun. Just before the end of the game, where it comes up to that point, the Wachowskis appear... back then, they were known as the Wachowski brothers, so that was the kind of guys that they appeared in. They appeared as two little 8-bit, one pink and one blue characters on the screen, saying, we know that Neo sacrifices himself in the films, but that's not a satisfying end to a fun game. So what we're going to do is make Smith make a giant version of himself using all of the buildings, and you can fight that like he's a big mech. It was like, okay, thank you for just being honest and just telling me that's why you were doing it. And you just had a big fight against a giant Agent Smith made out of buildings. And it was very, very funny. Do you know what? I should get that game and play it. It wasn't a good game, but I had a lot of fun with it when I was a kid. And I remember specifically asking for it for Christmas. And I got it. And I'd finished it by New Year. I don't think I ever played it again. I only ever played Enter the Matrix around my friend's house though, because I didn't have it. So that might be cool to actually get and play, because I haven't ever done a like proper playthrough of that. I'm pretty sure, apart from the Matrix Online, that's tighter than I thought. They're the only 2 Matrix games that were ever made. I don't remember there being any more than that, and I would have had them because I've always loved the Matrix. Oh, apart from that tech demo to show how great and magical Unreal Engine 5 is. But I don't think you can really count that. Off the grass. Oh no, are you kidding me? This is definitely the most difficult thing I've done so far, so I really could have done with the AI not just completely punting me off on a hairpin. Oh, that one was my fault. That one was not my fault. No, I didn't see the 4th film because I saw that it had really bad reviews, and then I heard that the reason that one of the Wachowskis did not go back to it was because they were kind of made to do it, and or they basically said, we are making this 4th film with or without you. And the other one, I can't remember which of them decided not to be a part of it and which of them did it. But the one that did do it said, this was terrible, I wish I'd never done it. So I'm kind of, maybe I'll watch it one day, but given that the 2 people who are kind of most important in the kind of realization of that universe have both said, this is terrible, we think it was a huge mistake, has made me kind of really not want to see it. I think it's another symptom of just like studios feeling like they have the potential to make something and therefore, you know, make money off that thing, and just deciding that they therefore have to do it, and like, we own this IP, we're going to do something with it because it'll make money. Rather than just understanding that you can leave something alone because it's fine as it is, it's good as it is, it doesn't need more. I think that's a lot of the kind of Marvel and Disney, all that kind of stuff. They do that a lot, don't they? Like all the live action remakes, you know, a lot of them is like, is this necessary? Is this actually going to make anything better? Or do you just know that people will flock to the cinema enough to see it that it will make money? Are they doing a live-action Mulan? Did I read that? Uh-oh. Because I think like a live-action Mulan could work, but like they have to do certain things properly. Like in the Lion King was terrible because they tried to make everything look really realistic. Like you don't need, like realistic lions can't show the kind of range of emotion on their face that a film like that needs. Whereas, like, you know, humans obviously can, but you need, like, they can make Mushu a dragon, but make him a weird little funky dragon like he was in the original film, you know? Make him CGI, but have him be a funny little dragon, not like a, trying to make him look realistic and therefore not have him have, like, emotion or whatever. Okay, I might need to pick a different car for this. Because I just can't control this at all. They've done it. Oh, okay. I've no idea. Was what, like released and everything? If they have, I haven't seen it. Let's change vehicles. What's this? FR. Is there any way for me to filter these rather than just going through them? The Saab's FR? Oh no, wait. That's just showing me what I'm currently in. Right, FR, four-wheel drive, MR, FR, FF, MR, FF, four-wheel drive, FF, FR. Hang on. Celica 1800 VTI. Oh no, they are different. Fine. The Mugen is probably going to be the best thing to use for this. Let's have a go with the Mugen. Oh wait, no, point to point. What do I get? Lancer Evo 8. Not one of the good versions. I mean, it can't be one of the good versions because the only good versions of Lancers are all four-wheel drive and we're getting it as a reward for an FR championship, so... I'm trying to think of a single good live-action adaptation of something that I can remember. I guess, in as much as they are live-action to an extent, like superhero films count. Because, you know, they all started off at, Jesus Christ, this is fast. It's not got as high a rating as the Dodge, but... Oh wow, it does slip out. The back end goes. And it loses power going uphill really quickly. Okay. But yeah, I guess like, you know, any comic book film is technically a live action adaptation. brakes are a lot better than the Challenger as well. Oh, they're not that much better. Jesus Christ, you still actually have to brake. Oh, no. I can't remember how to get into reverse. No, okay. I completely ruined this now. I completely ruined it by forgetting how to go into reverse. I could have salvaged that. It's fine. It's fine. This is all fun. This thing is fun to drive because the back end goes, but you can catch it. So it's fun to just push it to the limit, and then just as it starts to say no, you can just go, oh, sorry, and bring it back. This feels like trying to keep hold of a weasel, whereas the Challenger felt like wrestling a crocodile. Oh, lovely, precise. Uh-oh. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, by the way. That's why... oh, God, I go over that sand every time. That's why I'm streaming today. So I have, for once, managed to stick to my efforts of streaming 3 times a week this week. But only one of them has been on the usual day. That 2-second lead can evaporate quickly if I start being stupid. I'm not dropping them. Second gear there. Should have been in second gear the whole time. Oh, look at that. Mount Fuji coming over the horizon. Lovely. I know Japan builds some mad roads across their mountains, but there's absolutely no way that place really exists. The inclines there are stupid. Oh, it is a 4-wheel drive. Okay, that's very weird that we won a 4-wheel drive car for the FR Championship, but fine. I liked that generation of Lancer. There was some, for me, like, I'm a big fan of Lancers, but, like, I'm kind of hit and miss on the different generations. So these are all point to point, but it doesn't tell you what the location is, I don't think, until you pick a car. C2, B3, C2. $190 kilowatts, 157 kilowatts. Not that different in weight. 216 kilowatts, but still. Oh, look, it gives you a weight distribution stat as well. 60% over the rear in a Clio because the engine is in the back. Because they remove the seats. Where? Oh, it's a section of the Nürburgring. Okay. Where's that? That is the end of the lap, coming onto the bridge straight. That looks like it's towards the end of the lap as well. Or is this in the middle? That looks like quite a tight turn there with a quick chicane. Had no idea these kind of events existed with just the little sections of the Nürburgring. That's a cool idea. Gran Turismo did something similar, but I believe it was always a time trial section. Oh, this is literally like the start of the lap. It's just starting us from on the straight. That's why it looked weird. Oh wow, weird. This is way quicker than everything else. Be good if I wasn't continually bouncing it off the limiter. One other thing that this has over Gran Turismo games of a similar era is the size of those curbs. That's the proper line through that corner. Is that you've got 8 opponents, or 7 opponents, sorry, 8 cars on the track at the same time. Gran Turismo only had 6 for quite some time. I believe even Gran Turismo 4 only had 6. Mind you, actually, this came out around similar time as Gran Turismo 4, but still, that's... You know, it's cool to have those extra 2. I also don't believe that Gran Turismo had the Nürburgring at this point either. Granted, this is an absolutely terrible depiction of the Nürburgring. That worked. So we've got the start and the end of the lap here. Well, that was the sloppiest win anyone's ever had. Hey, level 17. Pirelli raised their level of sponsorship. Y-rated and dot spec tyres for all cars are 15% off. Great. I don't really feel like money is a problem at this point. We've got quite a lot. And it feels like we've got quite a lot early on as well, which is weird. Maybe it's not a lot. Maybe I'm just assuming that 200 grand is a lot. We've got the start of the circuit and the end of the circuit, which is a weird combination. I wonder how well they've depicted the carousel. Ooh, interesting. It's auto-qualified as in 5th this time. We were on pole before. Hey, that's a Dino behind us. Didn't realise that was in the game. Oh. Oh, they've started us at YouTube. Oh wait, that's not YouTube. YouTube's next. Most of these trees are not here in real life. Here we go. This is YouTube with everybody there. Not a good depiction of it, but fine. It's so wide. Oh, have we got the little jump here going into the right-hander? Yep. Oh, oh wait, it's way bigger than in real life. Ah, this is annoying. That VX220 is really fast in real life. Is that the Opel Speedster or the VX220? He must have been on the brakes through there because I caught him up really easy. It's probably the Speedster, isn't it? Let's face it, the VX220 was only sold in the UK. Oh my god, the carousel's massive. Oh, get back here. They all flew through the mini carousel. Oh no. Well, that's that. Yes, I hate that it makes me confirm that. I forget every time. Basically, I can carry way more speed through every single corner than I thought, because the circuit is just so much wider than it is in real life or in any modern game. But that Speedster is really quick as well. Appropriately named. I'm very wary of the fact that you have to stay away from the AI completely, though, because they will just completely pit maneuver you at any opportunity. Renault Clio, yeah, I could have been in the Clio, to be fair. It's not like any Renault Clio you've ever been in, I can guarantee you that. It's the V6 Clio, which they put an enormous body kit on. And basically just removed the rear seats and put a massive V6 engine in the back instead. And they did sell it like that. People, you know, you could just buy them. It was a completely impractical car, but very fast and very fun and very desirable for a certain like subset of people. I absolutely wouldn't turn one away if somebody offered me one. They take so... I cannot take the carousel like that. How are they taking that much speed in there? As soon as I go into the carousel, the car just straight lines. Used to be a sport one near where you lived, and you really wanted it, but it was just when you started driving, so probably a bit too unsafe. Yeah, Clios are always fun little cars. They always have been. And some of the best adverts ever. With the long-running, what was it, Papa and Noel saga? I wonder how long those adverts are if you total them up. I bet there's a compilation of all of them on YouTube. Ah, for crying out loud. Sort of remember them. Yeah, they. I think they actually started before our time. I think the first one was in the late 80s when the Clio first came out. But they went through until, like, I don't know, maybe 2000. I can't remember which generation Clio had the last one of those adverts. I think it was the second gen, but towards the end of its... yeah, screw you. You don't get adverts like that anymore either, do you? That's another thing that's disappeared, is when you have, like, sagas of adverts that go on for, like, years. Remember the old woman and her daughter in Tesco? Just a weird old woman was a mascot for Tesco for ages, and I don't even think she was that old. Like, if I remember rightly, they just dressed her up to look like a really old woman. Compare the Meerkat. Do you remember the first Compare the Meerkat advert? It was Robert Webb. And he started Compare the Market or whatever it was, or I think he was like the guy that was... No, but I mean like adverts with stories. Like Go Compare was just a guy for years doing the same thing. Like remember, was it the BT broadband adverts that started off with the oldest son from not Modern Family, My Family, Nick, the ginger one, and it was about him like getting a job and moving out on his own and stuff like that. And he, like, meets a woman and, like, she's older than him and has a kid. And then the adverts eventually became about the kid moving into university. They went on for years. And there was, like, there was, like, 2 generations of a family. Yeah, see, you know what I'm talking about. T-bar? What does that even mean? These are weird versions of cars that I've never heard of. Remember Neil Morrissey and Leslie Ash in the home base adverts? That was a thing. Right, let's go back to some circuit racing. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong thing. What's next on the list that we haven't done? MR, we're already in an MR. Maple Valley. This should be a lot more enjoyable in this compared to the Challenger. Oh god, remember last time on that Tokyo circuit and I just could not get it done? God, that was bad. What other long-running advert sagas were there? There's got to be more than that. It was a real thing. Oh, okay, that's an Elise there behind us, and another NSX in front. Definitely some stiffer competition in this one. Hang on a minute. Is that a Beetle RSI? Or is it just another Clio? Ah, it's a Clio. Oh yeah, the Beetle RSI is four-wheel drive, so it wouldn't be in this race anyway. What the hell has just taken off in front? Literally, as soon as you take a little knock, you've spun. You can't take any contact. You know what the problem is I'm not putting silly paint jobs on my car. Oh. Right, we're going to do this race and then we're going to paint the car. What colour shall I paint it? Yeah. See, they do take some avoiding action. Like, he just swerved to stay out my way there. So they can do it. Matte black. Well, that's a bit boring, but oh well, yeah, I'll do it. I can't remember. Can we pick the finish? Can I make it matte? I can't remember if that was an option in the last stream. It would look very aggressive and like stealth in matte black. It's got the right shape, nice and like flat. I mean, look how much bigger the Clio is. Oh wow, we take that sequence of corners much faster than the AI. Right, surely we can take the final corner flat out in this. Ah, no! No! Okay, never mind. I don't want any of this. No. Everything's past us, we're done. Oh god, that was brilliant. That was almost great. That was almost perfect. Oh, I'm gonna have to clip that. That was so ridiculous. Hello, Ryan. What are those emojis? I can't tell what that is. Chris, is this a bot? Is Ryan a bot, do you think? Ryan, if you're not a bot, say Jiminy Billy Bob. He's a big ginger bot. Ah, he proved it. Bots are a lot more talkative. Uh-oh. Pay attention. I've had an alright day, not too bad. How's your day been? You had a nice salad, didn't you? Is that what that was? Oh, are you trying to sound like a bot? Because actually that's successful. how are you? Where do you live? Was a weird one from the other day. He is a bot. He's an experiment to see... what kind of effect a 6'4" ginger man would have on the world. So far, results are inconclusive. There we go, that was perfect. The world is not ready for Orion. We said the exact same thing at the same time. Uh-oh. I have no idea what that car in first place is, but it absolutely took off at the start of the race. I wasn't paying attention to who our opponents were at the start, so I don't know what it is. This car is more than capable of winning this race comfortably. I'm just absolutely being a clown. We do take the little kind of fast left-right sequence at the top of the hill faster than they do, so hopefully we'll make enough time up there to get into first. Uh-oh. They do take some odd lines through the corners. Yeah, see, they slow down quite significantly there. Is it just another NSX? It is as well. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Look how neatly I parked that. It's good, isn't it? Right, actually, we know what the problem is. The car does not have a silly paint job. Did you know why I did that? It was exactly the same as the first time. It's because I tried to go through the corner side by side with another car. You just can't do that. I got it absolutely flawless once. Yes, the garage. Customize paint. Paint your car's body. Why have I got to use the arrows? That's really weird. Oh yeah, right. So we can get some kind of like pearlescent paints, but I don't think we can get matte black. Oh yeah, we can get that nice like midnight purple. Red's as insane as I can. Well, we've got the bright pink Impreza, so I feel like bright pink maybe is not the way to go because we've already got one. That's the most horrible version of gold I've ever seen. It's like brown. What about like a bright minty colour? I think I made that Saab bright yellow. Lime green, how's that? I like that. That is so green. Wait, what? How do I save then? Save now, yes. And upgrades. Do new wheels count in upgrades? We need new wheels. Why are they all smaller? Oh wait, no, we can change the rim size ourselves, can't we? I remember learning that in the last stream. 1,000 credits is a bargain to have some awesome new wheels. I always do like the deep dish 5 spokes. I feel like you can overdo a good thing. They look so 90s. Wait, I can't make them bigger. No? I would have thought I could make them bigger. Oh, look, a rear wing. I feel like we don't want to go too ostentatious with the rear wing. Nice little, like a little fin. I was so sure that you could change wheel size. They look terrible now that they're not bigger. I do keep forgetting that we can have like body kits and stuff. This is so cool compared to what Gran Turismo had at the equivalent time. Like they just had nothing, essentially. Look at that! Diffuser! Some of this stuff is absolutely horrible, to be fair, but it's nice to have the option. Look at that, big scoop on the bonnet. It does absolutely nothing because we've got the engine in the back, so... Chassis and drivetrain. Let's get some slightly better suspension. I feel like the brakes are okay, actually. The rear steps out quite easily. We'll take some weight reduction. Tyres are always good. That'll do. There's actually nothing wrong with this car whatsoever. I was just driving it like a buffoon. But you can't admit that. You have to blame the car and then get some upgrades to the car, and then if you still do badly, then it's still the car's fault. It's not, it's like you need a different car. It wasn't that you needed to upgrade that car, you have to change car then. And so eventually it works. And then you never have to take the blame. AI is always a good thing to blame as well when you're being incompetent. Although, to be fair, you have seen, even just this evening, the amount of times the AI has just completely, like, taken my rear end. Not in the way that sounded, but you know what I mean. Ample evidence for the fact that I should have been doing a lot better in this race is just the fact that the guy that is running away with it in first place every time is in the exact same car that I am. So it really is no excuse for this kind of nonsense. One thing about the Vauxhall VX220, or the Opel Speedster if you prefer, is that it did come in horrible colours. Like, I don't know who wants that kind of, like, burnt orange. You could get it in, like, blue or, like, a weird bright yellow. But, like, I don't know, like, there were some colours that were just not... Like, you could get it in, like, forest green. Like, who wants their sports car in that colour? One thing I am learning in this game as well is that curbs are not something that you should actually be using. Like in real life motorsport, obviously, you know, you use the curbs. The curbs show you where the the track limits are, and you drift over the curbs, and that's great. It all works. Perfect. But as soon as you touch a curb in this, they're so enormous that they just bounce you off them. You just get launched. Go away! How are you faster than me? We're in the same car. Oh no! Oh, I played myself. This is more tedious than that Tokyo race in the last stream, which took me like 40 minutes. But the good news is, once I finish this, we've got another race at Tokyo immediately afterwards. So that'll be fun. It's the car. Maybe this isn't the right car. They brake way later and way harder than I do. I do wonder if the AI has ABS turned on, because I cannot brake as hard as they do into the corners. That's why I'm having to brake earlier and not as hard. I think in a lot of games, the AI do use the assists by default. I just saw a dab of his brakes there. No, hold it, hold it. There we go. I thought I was going to spin out again then. I did a four-wheel drift all the way around that corner then. Didn't mean to, didn't want to, but it happened. Right, just need to get this final corner right. I so nearly screwed that up again. See, we just needed the car to be green. And now we can go to Tokyo, where we will win first time and it will be really easy. Oh, it's full Silverstone as well as it existed at the time of this game. Obviously, that's not the current Silverstone, but it's quite a long track to have a full, like even just a 2-lap race at, really, but exactly. The lime green, it has extra aerodynamic benefits. Come on. Right, this is exactly the kind of circuit where the bit rate normally drops. It is interesting how we always... Oh, they brake going through the chicane. And I remember now that I don't... You don't need to brake, but the AI does. But you do need to brake way earlier for all of these corners than you would think. Yeah, every, like, all of these races, it's not like a championship, you know, we're not like getting points and rankings and stuff for it, but every race we have the same set of opponents, which is somewhat interesting. Get off the wall! I was steering away from the wall, but it kind of like locked me into it there. That was weird. Oh, poor car. Okay, he is so far ahead now. Couldn't remember my braking point, but one thing I do know is it was a lot earlier than that. Wow, the NSX got a really terrible start that time. It was weird. Lock the brakes. Oh, go away. I think the game is pulling some shenanigans here because they all do seem to be faster in a straight line than me, which I can accept to an extent, but one of them is in an identical car. Okay. What on earth? That was bad. Oh, I remember that chicane. You can take that a lot faster than the AI. Oh god, I'm making a pig's ear of this. You know what it is, Chris? It's because I didn't use the Clio. The Clio that is the objectively worse car than the NSX, but definitely would have won. Okay, I need to brake a lot earlier than I did before. But I very much doubt that I'm going to catch them anyway, but... That was better. I'm not going to catch them because they're too far ahead now, but... What I am learning about this game is that every win that I've had so far has been on basically having a better car than the opposition rather than my own driving skill. Well, that was rubbish. I'm going to go put some different suspension on, I think, to start. I know it was indicative of games at the time, I really hate how just bright every single menu in this is. I feel like we live in an age now where everyone's got their phone on dark mode. And I wish this game menu was on dark mode as well. No! Accidentally open the paint menu. What was it in chassis, wasn't it? Oh wait, we did get better suspension. Okay, what about the brakes? Because I'm not stopping very well. I don't really feel like improving the transmission is going to do a huge amount. For this particular race anyway. Already got some weight reduction on the go. We don't really need to change the diff. We could maybe up the exhaust a little bit. Teeny bit more power from that's always good. Fuel and ignition system. What would a turbocharger do? Let's see. Only gives us another 27 kilowatts. That's not very much. We could supercharge it. A supercharged NSX would be ridiculous. I don't want to spend on a body kit, even though it would look cool. I'm hoping that hasn't just made us completely OP. In reality, this car is more than good enough to win this race stock. If I pull my finger out. I do wonder if the little thing with like the wind direction and wind speed is actually relevant, and like track temperature and things. I would guess that it can't simulate those kind of things to the extent that it makes a difference to the race. Like, you know, making the track grippier, for example, with the temperature and things like that. But it's fun that that information is there. NSX, rival NSX got another bad start. Good, I actually braked at a sensible place that time. I just forget how to sensibly drive this circuit every time. I think it's like all the braking points, I just forget them all. Okay, brake way earlier than you think you need to here. Like first board. Yes, good. They actually made it around the corner this time as well. I watched a video of the old, I think it was Evolution GT the other day, which was a PS2 game, and it was part of the same series that, I think it was the Alfa Romeo racing games were as well. And that had a really interesting system where they tried to brand it a car PG, where like you had like stats that you could upgrade and stuff, and the other drivers had like different bars. So like they'd have like a, I don't know, like a stamina bar or like a focus bar, and the closer you were, like if you sat on their rear bumper, you could like make them panic, and they would like spin off, which is like a really cool concept. I didn't play the Alfa Romeo game, I don't think, but I remember playing Evolution GT. I played it around my uncle's house, I think, and it was quite funny because like you might have been in a car that was fast enough to beat the opponents anyway, or you might just have been a good enough driver to beat the opponents anyway. But it was really funny just sitting behind them on purpose to see their like focus go down and then panic and just spin off. That's really funny. He tried to dive bomb me and just completely... So the AI are actively kind of changing their behavior based on what I'm doing, which is really impressive. Okay, braking way too early there. Don't like that chicane. You can't see it until you're right on it because basically the graphical fidelity is not good enough on this console. Can't believe how much you remember this game, even though you swear you never played it. Must have played demo. Yeah, maybe. I obviously don't remember any of it because I'd never played it before 3 weeks ago. I'm really enjoying it because I grew up as a Gran Turismo kid, and I had all of those games, and I only ever had PlayStations, and none of my friends, even the ones that had Xboxes, were really into like cars or driving games or anything like that. So even when I went to friends' houses who had Xboxes, I never played any like Forza or Project Gotham or any of those. So this is the first time I played this. Well, what was it, 3 weeks ago in the first stream. And I'm really enjoying it. I was a big Gran Turismo fanboy, but like this is great. It's a shame both the new Gran Turismo and newest Forza Motorsport are both massive disappointments. Fallen a long way. I gather that Forza 3 or 4, it might be Forza 4, is considered the best in the series. But again, I haven't played that. The first Forza Motorsport game I ever played was the newest one. The new GT is wonderful in terms of like driving enjoyment. It's a really fun game to get, especially on the wheel, and you know, drive cars around the track. It's a really boring game in terms of like any kind of campaign or like, you know, single player content. There's not enough and it's not. Like, it's really underwhelming, and I was really, really disappointed by it. Like, I pre-ordered it, and I swore after Cyberpunk that I would never pre-order another game because Cyberpunk was so disappointing. And they announced GT7, and I was like, well, obviously I'm going to pre-order this because there's no way I'm ever going to be let down by a Gran Turismo game. And I was. I'd finished the single-player content in 2 days, and I thought it was like a prologue. I was expecting that when I finished that content, it was going to be like, well done, you've been through the tutorial, now here's the full game. But no, that was the full game, and they've not added much. They keep adding stuff with every update, but it's just not sufficient for me. I don't feel like the developers are particularly interested in giving the audience what they would want. I actually reinstalled it 2 days ago and thought, you know, I'm in the mood to play it. Let's just drive some cars and have fun. And I played it for about 3 hours, and then I was like, meh. I'm not going to be, I'm done for a bit now, and uninstalled it again. And to be honest, I was really disappointed with Gran Turismo 6, which was obviously many years ago. It was on the PS3, but it's the last proper single player Gran Turismo before the most recent one. And I was really disappointed with that. So for me, there hasn't been a Gran Turismo game that I've really enjoyed since 5. I'm doing so badly here. Despite the fact that the servers have shut down, I would genuinely recommend Gran Turismo Sport for a better single-player experience than Gran Turismo 7. I'm really struggling here because I can't see any braking points. Like there, I just couldn't see the track. Let's have another go. I just need to drive better. I think there's been a slow decline of the Gran Turismo series in general. And from what I gather, Forza has kind of gone through a similar thing as well. I think Forza 7 is not regarded as like a particularly great game as well. And like it sounds from things that I've read, obviously having not really played the Forza series, that after Forza 4 there was a bit of a decline. And Gran Turismo feels the same, actually, from the same kind of point in the series. From 4 onwards, it went a bit downhill. But the good thing is, yeah, there's no way he hit the brakes that hard and went that deep into the corner without sliding off if he didn't have ABS on, so the AI must be using ABS. Yeah, because see, I can't do that. Wouldn't let me cut the corner. No way I'm catching first now. Yeah, the good thing is you can always go back and play the older games. They'll never go anywhere. Well, as long as you've got copies of them, that is, you know. I've got all my copies of the old Gran Turismo games, but you can't buy them digitally anymore, you know. You can't go and get a digital copy of Gran Turismo 5 or 6. So you have to actually own them to play them, which is, you know, that's the thing that's getting increasingly worrying about digital ownership. They can just take it away anytime they want. That's why I've started buying up physical copies of games again. I'm being tidier, but I'm not, I don't feel all that much quicker. I'm still trying to carry too much speed through some of these corners because the back end is slipping out big time. One second, well that's not bad considering I was 4 seconds behind in the last race. I really need to have a better line through Maggots and Beckett's. I mean, that was better, it wasn't good. Yeah, he definitely overshot there based on trying to overtake me. So it's really interesting that the AI seems to have enough intelligence that it actually tries... Oh, God, I misjudged the corner there. That it actually tries to, like, dive bomb you like that. It's cool. Ooh, nearly took my rear end again there. Oh God, I'm finding the braking point, judging the braking point there, so difficult. Oh, there we go. Made hard work of that, didn't I? But that's good, you know. It's more entertaining than just walking over everything. Brembo, raise their level of sponsorship. 15% off Brembo. Good. I'm saying it's more entertaining to play this way, but that's just an excuse for me playing badly, really. Lancia Stratos HF. What a car that is. Look at it. Ridiculous. Little wedge. Three consecutive World Rally Championships, I think it was, for the Stratos. Okay, the Roadster event. We have 2 vehicles. Oh, so the top does still come off this MR2. Interesting. C2, B4. Probably do that in the Mugen. I'm going to take a quick break. So I'll be back at about 25 past 8. So I will see you in about 10 minutes. Hello. Right. We are going to use the Mugen for this, because it's very enjoyable to drive. Alpine Ring. Do you know, instinctively now, because of the World Endurance Championship, which Alpine have long been a part of, and now Formula One has Alpine as a team as well, I see the word Alpine and just instinctively go to pronounce it as Alpine. So, that shows it. I'm watching too much motorsport. Alpine Ring, Laguna Seca again, and Road America. We haven't had Road America for a while. One thing that is really... I've always thought about, like, growing up, because I had PlayStation, and that was largely what I played. Like, a lot of the racing games and things on that were made by Japanese or European developers, and that really coloured my kind of knowledge of racetracks. And so I had never really played a game that had to any extent had Road America, Road Atlanta, Sebring, any circuit like that in it. Maybe Indianapolis, I think that was in some Gran Turismo games, and possibly the Daytona Road circuit. They were ones that I'd race, but like so many games that I played as a kid just didn't have those kind of circuits. And it wasn't until I was older and games kind of stopped having that kind of exclusivity with regards to the circuits that they had included in them, that I knew many American circuits. It's not a surprise that they were in these games, because obviously this is an Xbox exclusive and Microsoft is an American developer and whatnot, but yeah, I just never came across them. And it's interesting because I can imagine the opposite way around. If there was someone who, you know, growing up had always had Xboxes or something like that, they may never have kind of raced on Okayama or somewhere like that would have been in a lot of PlayStation games, but probably not in many Xbox games. But someone's off big time. That's not good. Oh no, that's fine. It's fine. We're fine. I quite like this circuit. It's got some hard braking points, but also it feels like it flows quite nicely through like the back end of the circuit. Oh, I really should have dropped down to second there. This feels a little bit like a proto Maggiore circuit from Gran Turismo, which is interesting because that didn't come out until I think Gran Turismo Sport, and obviously this is a much older game than that. So Gran Turismo stealing ideas off Forza confirmed. Oh, look at that! Some Tokyo Drift. It's such a weird corner to get right. Laguna Seca should be more fun in this than the last time. I'm not going to be trying to funnel a whale with ADHD around it. That bloody Dodge. I'd be interested to see how like the car list expands in Forza 2. Because I would just assume that there are more cars in that than in this. But I'm curious to see like which ones and how many. None of the races we've done so far have been any more than 2 laps. We're up to what, level 5 races I think we've done so far. We haven't done any level 10 races, so I wonder if the number of laps will increase as we get into the kind of harder levels. Uh-oh. You know what else you don't get these days is games that let you drive real... Oh, Jesus Christ, the box is right there. Games that let you drive real circuits in reverse. Did I just push him into the barrier? Yes. Actually, you know what? I don't feel bad about that. He actually swerved into me and screwed himself up, so... serves you right. Yeah, it would be so funny to drive like an accurate version of Laguna Seca in reverse. Uh-oh. Going up the corkscrew would be ridiculous. The engine on that Boxster sounds so weird. It doesn't sound like a... Wait, no, what did the Boxster even have? It wasn't a flat 6, was it? It's like an inline 4, maybe? Really weird. Go away, Boxster. I think we've got the legs. Yeah, we'll be fine. Cadwell backwards would be horrible. Oh my god. Imagine going down the mountain. Oh god, that'd be horrible. And through turn 1 as well, like the way that comes left to right so quick. Like imagine doing that backwards and you'd be going downhill. I wonder, there must be some games that allow you to do that kind of thing. I think maybe the first Project Cars. Project Cars is a hilarious game because you've got some really weird circuits in it for the kind of driving that you do in that. Bear in mind, obviously, Cadwell Park is largely used by motorbikes and for demonstration events where the cars on them are not really racing. They're just kind of, you know, having fun doing, like, maybe time trial runs around the circuit. The racing that does go on Cadwell Park in cars tend to be quite slow, like kind of cup weekend style cars. But it's in Project Cars, and you can take any car onto any circuit and you can set up any kind of race that you want. So you can have Formula 1 cars on Cadwell Park, or Le Mans prototypes with, you know, the powerful hybrid engines and things like that on there. Just completely inappropriate, and it is hilarious because they are so difficult to drive around. Like somewhere like that, it's just so narrow. Fun fact, I went to see the British Superbikes at Cadwell Park, and I was with my granddad, my uncle and my dad, and we were in the paddock, and on the side of the paddock, like, there's obviously just a big flat space. So all around, like, the circuit, they just had, you know, pictures of superbike races from the past. But obviously they, you know, they're the size of, like, billboards. They're huge. Because they're just taking up a big space. They're just there to make things not look very bland. And there was one of, like, a bike, a race in, like, black and white from, like, some point, you know, long in the past. And it was just a load of the riders sat on the grid before the race on their bikes getting ready and stuff. And we were just walking past, and my granddad just looked up and went, "Oh, that's me." I'm like, what? And he was like, "Yeah, I raced in a few of the, like, British Superbike events, like in the 50s, when you could just turn up with your own bike and enter." And like, he used to he raced in, like, several rounds of the British Superbikes, like, every year, the ones that he was able to get to when he had a bike that was working. And there was just a picture of him next to, like a 3-time champion on the grid. Like, okay. I had no idea that was a thing. Oh wow, every corner I'm braking too late. And bearing in mind, this is the same man who, like, round the back of my grandparents' house, there was just a massive field. I think there's houses on it now. And my dad, this is my mum's parents, my dad was over the back of the field one day. And, like, my grandparents knew him because he was dating my mum at that point. And he had some golf balls in a golf club. And he was just hitting them and, you know, then going and finding them and then just hitting them back in the other direction, just because they, you know, they're not going to let a 14-year-old with no money on a driving range, and I don't even know what driving ranges existed back then, because this would have been the early 80s. And my granddad just sort of came out and he was just chatting to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, what are you up to?" And he says, "Oh, can I have a go?" So my dad handed him his club. And my granddad just drove it like 280 yards. And my dad was like, What? And my granddad just went, "Oh yeah, I was briefly a professional." What? When? What? Why have you never mentioned that? It's just the kind of stuff that he comes out with. To be honest, I couldn't tell you. I saw one, so my granddad's got a full beard, and I've never seen him without the full beard, and my mum has never seen him without the full beard. He's not my biological granddad, but he's been with my nan since my mum was like 6. My nan has never seen him without the beard, because he was in a terrible motorbike accident, and he had to have his jaw wired up, and they basically did an awful job of it. And when they removed all the wiring and everything that was in his jaw, They just didn't use enough anaesthetic, and they just did a terrible job, and it just left him like he was in agony, and it left him with a scar all along his jaw. So he grew a beard to cover it up, and no one that I know has ever seen him without the beard. And then there was that picture at Cadwell Park of him, and he didn't have the beard, and obviously he was 23. So I just didn't recognise him in it at all. So, like, if I saw a picture of him from around that time, I wouldn't recognise him. We're doing really badly here. Yeah, he also he was also a fencer, as in made fences, not sword fighting. And he can hit a 9-inch nail into a piece of wood with one hit. You applied for a job at Cadwell Park. Cool. Doing what? Something related to the nature and forests around it? Because they keep that in very good nick, don't they? They make sure that all of the surrounding area is nice. Because they've got the Forest Elbow, haven't they? Which is one of the famous corners there. It's all lovely around there. That's a better way to take that corner. Oh, Marshall, cool. You can see some awesome stuff there. Unfortunately, I'm now estranged from my grandparents because they chose to go to a concert rather than come to my wedding. So I haven't spoken to that granddad in like a couple of years. Oh, come on. You don't need to go that slow through that corner. That's just to mess me up. I think he also said he was a welder on offshore oil rigs. Which again is just bizarre. Why are you slamming the brakes on there? Oh, please. One thing that is really weird, and I don't know if it's just because of the relative strengths of the cars, depending on the type of circuit that they're on, but like, you seem to like race opponents at one circuit and they'll be like really weak. Oh my Christ. Oh no. And then you race them at other circuits and they're really, really strong in the same car. Worked with your dad. What did your dad do? Whoa! The AI is so cheaty. I'm calling it now. No, I don't. I'm not going to paint this one because it's already got a really cool paint job on it, and I don't want to ruin it. We've got the like special Mugen paint job because it's not a standard version of the NSX. I think my granddad also did the Isle of Man TT. I've done it again. It's always too late on that one. Oh, marshalled around the same time. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think my granddad did the Isle of Man TT. I think he did it on a motorbike early on, and then he also did motorbike and sidecar racing. He was the driver. But I just think, like, I cannot imagine. The Isle of Man TT is scary enough as it is, but like those absolute madheads that do it on a sidecar, and you're like, your face is inches from the ground doing like 200 mile an hour on just a normal road. It's just terrifying. I don't understand what compels you to do that, particularly in an event where an average of one person a year dies. Send him onto the grass. My granddad told me a really funny story once. So when he was younger, he had a cat, but it was one of those cats that would just come and go. And so, like, he wouldn't see it for days at a time sometimes. You know, it was like they lived in a pub, they owned a pub, and the cat would just come and go. Like, he wouldn't see it for ages, and that wasn't, like, worrying at all. And one day, like, a guy who lived in the local area, who they knew was, like, a regular at the pub, went into my granddad's mum and said, like, oh, I'm really sorry, but I've seen Doug's cat in the road, like, flat, like it's been run over. And they went and they found this cat, and yeah, it was his cat. And so, like, I think my granddad was quite a stoic child. So he was like, oh, he was sad about it, but he was like, that was always a risk with a cat that just did what it wanted and came and went, whatever. And then 2 weeks later, he was in his kitchen, and the cat just hopped in through the window, like his cat. So he just mourned a cat that it wasn't even his. Like, his cat wasn't actually dead, and then he just accepted for 2 weeks that his cat was dead, and then it just showed up. But he said this cat that was in the road, it was still, recognisable enough as a cat that he was like, yeah, that's definitely my cat. And the cat just showed up. It's quite a tough race, this one. Just dab the brakes coming through here. I could probably get through there flat out, but it's a risk. I think they do brake through there as well, so it's not like we're losing anything by also braking. Really need to nail this corner now, though. Wasn't ideal, but it was a lot better than I've taken it before. Right, I'm fairly... Oh, no, okay. They're a bit better in a straight line than I am, I think, but we've got a big gap on them, so that's okay. That was a difficult one. Losers. You little matching cars. Old guitar teacher was a sidecar racer. Apparently one time he crashed, hit a tree and broke his neck. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. My old maths teacher was completely bald on the top of his head, but he was an old man. I actually think he looked a lot older than he was. He had a full beard, like massive beard, like not like a big long one, but really, really full. Like a proper good beard, and yeah, just hair around the sides and back of his head. And he was telling us that he wasn't actually bald. Like he didn't have any male pattern baldness in his family. He used to ride motorbikes when he was younger, like chopper style bikes, and they would only wear those tiny little helmets that were just like on the very top of your head. And like, you've probably seen them. And he said they were just stupid. They gave no protection, but they were kind of more of a fashion thing. And one time when he was riding, basically he like someone just pulled out on him, and like they were like basically he got dragged underneath the wheel arch of this car for quite a distance, and like his helmet just popped off basically because it was next to useless, and his head was rubbing against the tire of this car, and it literally took his scalp off, and so he just had no hair follicles all on the top of his head. Like, it just rubbed all of his, like, it just clean, like, scalped all of his follicles off. And so, like, he just didn't have hair on the top of his head because it got rubbed off. It was just like, what a ridiculous reason to be bald. And he was like 23, he said. So that was it. Just like overnight, he looked like an old man. Oh my God. Oh, this is literally one of my favorite cars ever. I had no idea this was in the game. This is not actually a great depiction of it. The rear is a little bit too long. It looks a little bit too stretched out. And it should be a bit wider than this, than the proportions that it's got here. But oh, I love this car so much. Lovely stuff. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? He was a weird man. He was a recreational Viking, but also was very capable with a samurai sword. Because, you know. But he was our maths teacher. Okay, that was the last level 5 race. We've got golds in all of the others. Let's do some more point-to-point stuff. Some, what do they call it? Sprint. So we've got mostly level 5 stuff here. We've got Eclipse and Integra races. What have we got? We've got that Integra that we used in the first stream quite a lot. That is a nice Integra, but it's D1. This one is A2. Is this going to be too fast? Yeah, he does like you know, like reenactment kind of stuff where you dress up and like you have like battles and things like that. He does that like recreationally, or did. I mean, I assume he still does. He's probably only in his 60s. Oh my God, it's this horrible circuit. This was the one that was one of the first things I did in the first stream, and because it's quite dark, and also because I'm playing this on a really big screen, so the 440p or whatever it is stretched out to such an extent that the proportions are fine, but it's stretched out to such an extent that it looks quite pixelated compared to probably how you're seeing it and how it would have looked on a TV of the time. So like because it was dark, I found it so hard to understand where I was going. So this is going to be fun. You should get into it, Chris. There's all kinds of reenactment stuff that you can do. Have you ever seen role models? Like, the kind of stuff that they do in that actually exists. You can do, you know, like Dungeons and Dragons style, like, fantasy role-playing with, like, where you belong to, you know, a particular kingdom and stuff like that. Oh, wow, we're way faster than everything else in this race. Jesus, I didn't expect this. Oh, yeah, but this thing understeers terribly because it's got too much power for a front-wheel drive car. Okay, that's the catch. God, it revs high. I know someone, I like follow someone on Twitter whose wife does, like, what do they call it? Live-action role-play, LARPing. Of like a kind of post-apocalypse type scenario, like Mad Max type thing, or like, you know, Fallout, that kind of thing. And she goes and does like weekends of that. Oh, I can't see what's happening here. does not sound as fun. I don't think they're just huddled around in a shelter like, just like sharing one cold tin of beans. Like, I think, you know, it's like similar kind of thing, like battling or whatever. But it's just a sort of slightly different, I don't know, I imagine like the rules are different in the way that it's set up, and the kind of internal logic of the game and the outfits that you wear and things like that probably very, very different from kind of like a medieval fantasy style version. Luckily, we are very fast in a straight line. Okay, there are actual lights around the circuit here. This is making it a little bit easier. Easier for me to continue to misjudge braking points. There was a trailer for that Fallout TV series that's coming out earlier today. I think they showed it today anyway. Or the first time I've seen it was today. And I really don't know if I'm excited for it or how I feel about it. It's another one of those things that, like, I kind of like the idea in concept, but execution of that kind of thing is often not very good. I think The Last of Us was very good because they followed what was already a very interesting plot that existed. I don't think they're going to do that with the Fallout series. But it is a really expansive world with a lot that you can do and a lot that you can pick up on. And so I just hope that basically they don't, like... I hope that firstly they don't change too much, because I think the different factions and things within that world are interesting enough already that they shouldn't be messing around with them. But I also hope they don't really try and follow any kind of plot from any of the films, any of the games. Ryan, was it Fallout 76, the one that you said you played that? And like that was the only one that you played, which was really funny because that's like the terrible one. You can't remember. Fallout is a largely mediocre series as a whole. The first two were incredible, but they were isometric, like, very like immersive RPGs that had absolutely no hand-holding whatsoever and existed in an era where like PC games were for a very specific type of person. And weren't, like, the developers weren't attempting to sell them to mainstream audiences. And then that studio kind of went under and got bought out, and most of the people that worked for that studio ended up not making subsequent games, so that's why Fallout 3 is, like, was a commercial success, but was a very, very different game to Fallout 2. And why there was such an enormous gap between them. And actually, I think a lot of the studio who made the original Fallout games, a lot of the people that were part of it went on to make Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 3 and whatnot. so you can tell from that kind of what the early Fallout games were like. The car is pulling quite severely to the right. We have damage. Oh, Fallout 4's decent. It's quite fun. There's a lot to discover in the world. The plot is paper thin. The writing is awful. The motivations of a lot of the factions are kind of sketchy. Like super mutants have gone back to just being evil just because they're mutants, you know, and not really having any motivations beyond that, which is boring. But yeah, 76 was the co-op one that was not good at all. But 4 is a lot of fun. I think 4 for me is the Fallout equivalent of Skyrim, which makes sense because they're made by the same developer. It's a Bethesda game. It's the equivalent in that I have a lot of problems with the game, and there are many, many things that were disappointing, and it could have been an incredible game and wasn't. But I still played a lot of it and had a lot of fun in it, and went back to it and replayed it over and over again. We're getting a lot of these kind of little racing, like, tuned versions of cars, which is fine. It's not that exciting. Yeah, 4's good. Like, you can pick up and play 4 and say, right, I'm having another playthrough of this, and you can spend 50-odd hours in it. And you can come away and say, that is one of the games of all time. It certainly was a game that was made. You know, it's not amazing. It's not going to be anything that, you know, rocks your world. But it's fun and you can spend a lot of time in it. Oh my god, I forgot arcade. Arcade mode you have to do and unlock other circuits. I forgot this was a thing. Sunset Peninsula, I don't remember doing that. We did one race around the oval, I think. Laguna Seca, Fujimi, Red Atlanta, Tokyo, Blue Mountains. Have we now raced on every circuit that's in the game? Oh yeah, Rio, that was a fun circuit. We've only done one race there. Oh my god, look at that. Test track. That's ridiculous. New York, Road Atlanta, Silverstone, Nürburgring, various sections, Nürburgring full. So we have to do all of this as well. Two laps of Silverstone short. Do we get given a specific car for this? Oh, we just have to pick a class. Okay. What racing cars have we got? Oh, the Cusco Impreza. That's not in a lot of games. I really like that thing. RS6. 911 Cup. I mean, obviously we would have to use that. It's the Zaxby's Viper. Corvette with the most horrible livery ever. Merca. Ah, the Nürburgring TT. Love that thing because it's got a really long rear end on it. The Dome NSX, I love that livery, especially with the green wheels. Oh, the Cupra prototype. This was just one of the worst cars ever to take part in any kind of racing series. It was just absolutely terrible and lost everything it was ever in. But it was sponsored by Xbox, which is obviously the only reason that they've got it in this game. CRK DTM. Jesus Christ, this thing won Le Mans, and it absolutely screams because it's got a V12. I think that's got a really throaty V8, which is cool. How do we unlock these things? Finish Arcade Series 1 in first place. Oh, cool, okay. And it won't even let us see them. That's interesting. What can we get? R390. I absolutely love that car. Oh, and the GT1 is available. Nice. Let's do a race then. Let's have a go. What have we got? Silverstone. Let's use the absolutely terrible Seat Cupra. Rainbow Road mode. No, unfortunately there isn't. That's another thing that fell by the wayside, isn't it? Remember when you used to get cheats in games and you could do all kinds of weird stuff? And a lot of them were harmless, you know, you could get like invincibility modes or infinite ammo or things like that. But I remember in the original Toka race car series, I think you used to be able to get a cheat that allowed you to drive as a tank. And you just used to be able to blow up opposition cars. Which is always, you know, it might be outside of the rules, but it's always fun. Well, I can tell you now that this thing is already faster than it was in real life. Ah! But yeah, given that it was sponsored by Xbox, they weren't going to make it crap in this game, were they? Oh, it doesn't brake as well as I'd have expected. We've only got 2 laps to not screw this up. It looks horrible as well. Look at it. It's got all the Seat-like styling cues that they had at the time. And I really don't think Seats of this era were particularly nice visually. It was a sales exercise, essentially. Don't you pit me. Sounds good. I don't know if this is an accurate depiction of how it sounded. Sounds like a V10 or something. High revving. Mind you, we're already revving up to, what, 8,500 RPM. No idea what engine this thing had in it. I really don't think it should be like losing the rear coming out of corners in second gear though. What the hell has taken off in front like that? Oh, it's got a little bit of turbo whistle when you come on and off the turbo as well. That's quite fun. Oh, did you hear that there? Little squeak? I don't know if I've got the volume up high enough. Ah, look at that. Terrible cornering. Is that saline? Well, that was awful. Oh, it's a Zonda. Okay, no wonder. We'll do it, we'll do it. We'll do it in something else. No, we'll do Silverstone again. Thank you very much to try and win it. I might use that Nürburgring TT. Look at it. It looks so fat and, like, cumbersome. Where was it? There we go. We'll have a go with this. I always really like this thing. There was a version of it in Gran Turismo 4, I think it was, with like a Red Bull livery on it. That was like a really light blue. And that was really nice. Always like that. And it was one of the faster cars in that category in that game as well. I always remember you used to have to do the DTM races. And that one, if you came up against that, it would be the most difficult car in those races. It was always like reliably really fast. None of these cars should be wheel spinning like this off the line. Or losing the back end. What's going on? It's such a weird handling physics. Uh-oh, sorry. Just taking all your downforce by smashing you in the rear end. I can't hear my engine. It's so quiet. Oh my word! This thing's horrible. It did not handle like this in Gran Turismo, I tell you that. Maybe I should go back to the slow cars. Wait, what's what she said? What did I say that could be an innuendo? He literally just rammed me. Did you see that? He just swerved left into me on purpose. I'm just doing that now every time, apparently. Lost all your downforce when I rear-ended you. That doesn't feel like a particularly... It doesn't feel like much of an innuendo. Oh my god. What is going on? This car should not be drifting at 140 mile an hour. Hilarious at the time. Sorry, is it my fault for not hearing it the first time? Why did he do... Seriously, why are the opponent cars doing that? Like, he's literally, like, steering into me to make me come off. TV app being ages behind. I'll have a go in a car from my own garage. That's the first time I've driven a really fast car in this game. And if that's indicative of how some of the cars are going to be, I'm a little bit concerned, because none of them had any downforce whatsoever. Let's drive the Saab again. I miss this thing. None of them, like, as soon as I was coming out of a corner, they were just firing up the rear wheels and spinning out, which is not how those kind of fast vehicles, racing cars, should be handling. I missed this car. This is what we started off with at the beginning of the first stream. And look at what we're actually racing against. Is apparently in the same kind of categories, like Bentley Continentals and stuff. That's really funny. Tuned up a Saab to the point that it can take on a Bentley. It did start us at the back of the field, which is concerning. Oh my god, when am I ever going to get that corner right? Not last. If I drive properly, it's fine. But I refuse to drive properly. I refuse to show any level of competence. Bro. I was going to try and hit him for doing that to me. Also, We have the coolest colour car in this race. I mean, look at all the red. It looks nice, but, you know, it's kind of played out now, isn't it? Red sports cars? It's not very original, is it? Oh boy, are we slow in a straight line. Not much better around the corners, to be honest. Will you shut up? I've been winning most of the stream. You can't say that every time I don't win a race. If I was winning every time, it wouldn't be fun, would it? It's like playing football against a 5-year-old. Or your wife, in my case. One time we did take a football to a park because she said that she wanted to have a go and to actually, you know, kick a ball and play it. Why do they do that going into every corner? I don't care. Remember that time we went to that park? Was it in Northampton? And kicked a football, and I seem to remember every time you kicked the ball, it went drastically to the left. Stop. It's fine. It's like if you play me at tennis and then I become the 5-year-old. Right, I'm busting the Integra out. You've never seen anybody look as uncomfortable with a piece of equipment as I do as a tennis racket. I might as well be holding a salmon for all the good it does. Hey, wait, I just realised that was Iron Man in the background. Well, hopefully there are no issues with copyright with that. Whoa, look at that TVR! Absolutely took off. Well, because this thing is front-wheel drive, at least it's not going to be spinning out of the corners. Or maybe it'll just carry straight on because understeer is great. God, the Acura badge sucks compared to the Honda one. It looks so much more cheap on the front of this car. Okay, no opportunity for understeer there, good. Ooh, we're not very quick in a straight line though. Seems to be like the running theme of this game, like all opponents are just faster than you in the straights. Oh my god. That kind of worked out. Right, apparently I am in his slipstream. I very much doubt that at this distance that would do anything. Oh, sir, do you mind? I really could have won that then. We can do it. We can do this. If I don't do it this time, I'll do something else. Oh, bogged down with a wheel spin big time there. I dropped way further behind than compared to the first time. Oh, lovely Ferrari. Is that the GTB? Stop. It's nice to see that they do take each other out, not just me. A lot of the engine sounds in this game sound like the sort of catalogue of like vacuum cleaners or something. Oh, I've done it again. I'm a moron. I tried to dive up the inside and just... I really did dive. Right, this is the last time on this one. Wow, that was a much better start than I've ever had. No, are you kidding me? I mean, we're still in second place, but we're so far behind first now. A bit closer. Probably, yeah, not even close enough to pick up any draft. Well, that's another PB, but if I wasn't driving like an idiot, it would have been a first. I wonder if it's like the average across the 3 races that gets us the win here, because let's try the Tsukuba race. And if I win this, for instance, that's 2 golds and a silver, which surely means I would have won that series. So I wonder if it will count as that, and it will give us the what was the car that we would get for winning this? Was it a Nissan? Yeah, this is Iron Man still. I wonder if that's just the music that is in the arcade races, because I don't remember hearing that at any point before. It's not a Vauxhall Mocha. I think the Vauxhall Mocha is essentially is it a Volkswagen Touareg or something like that with a different body? Sorry, buddy. A Corsa chassis? I would have thought that the Corsa chassis was a lot smaller, but I mean, the Corsa has been getting bigger and bigger with every generation. Mind you, the Mocha's not actually that big of a vehicle, is it? It's just tall. Okay, I'm really doing badly. I'm overdriving into every corner. The newest Corsa is so big. It's like I would guess that the newest Corsa is roughly the kind of same size as an older generation's Astra, maybe even bigger, which the Astra's always been the next biggest car up in the range. But you don't get like really small cars anymore because they're just not as safe. What's funny is they introduced the Adam, and the Adam was essentially just like the Adam now is about the same size that the Corsa used to be, like the Mark 1 Corsa. The Adam felt like, excuse me, what a lot of companies have done, in that they kind of went, oh, actually, you know what, people do still want really small cars, but we just don't have one anymore because we made everything bigger. Quick, let's introduce something new into the range. He tried to take me out then. You see that behind? He like drifted off because he was trying to drive into the side of me. A Volvo V40, that's an interesting one. Get the sporty one though. Oh, okay, so we won a car. Right, I understand. I get it. Oh, and it's a Honda NSX, and it's a Mark 1. That's the good one. That's the one we like. So you get a car for getting all bronzes, all silvers, and all golds. That makes sense. So do I actually own those cars now, or are they just available for use in arcade mode? What was it, a white NSX? No, they're only available in arcade mode. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what they actually call the sporty one. I don't know what the Volvo kind of designation for their sporty versions of cars is. But I'm pretty sure for most... Because the V40... Is that the relatively small one? The hatchback? RX-7 or RX-8? We do like an RX-7. Right, what have we got? A long hatchback. I think I know which one you mean. Ooh, we could go for an original. Well, original. FC. What's that? D1, C4, or B4? How do I unlock these? Do I just have to win? Oh, okay. These are ones that you can only win. MX-5 Mazda Speed, RX-8 Mazda Speed, RX-7 Spirit, Mazda Ings RX-7, AB Flug RX. I have no idea what that means. I really never liked the RX-8. Let's go for the RX-7. 32 grand's not bad. You wouldn't get an RX-7 for that these days. Oh, wait. Hang on. I forgot about the Drivatar system. Drivatar technology is learning artificial intelligence. It learns to drive like you by watching you race. Drivatar drivers can only be trained by the profile that created them, copying a friend's driver using a memory unit. What should we call our Drivatar? Oh, well, it's got to be Robidoux, hasn't it? I guess. Just give me 45 minutes to type this out on this old-fashioned keypad. Robidoux. Drobidoux. Let's hope I can do that many letters. It's going to be one letter too many. Drobidoux. Done. How does this work? This is interesting. Teach your Drivatar AI how to handle low-speed sweepers and hairpins in a front-weighted front-wheel drive car. So I just do stuff, and the Drivatar then says, "Yeah, I know how to do that now." And then what? Then do I enter it in races? I don't understand quite how it works. Is this like B-Spec mode in Gran Turismo? Which came way, way after this. 3 laps! And it forces the driving line on. Interesting. A driving line that doesn't seem to actually be the best line through the corner, weirdly. And it's telling me to brake whilst going around a corner, which is a terrible thing to do. Although it's telling me I only got 68% on that hairpin, so maybe I actually need to do what it's telling me. I did exactly as it said there and went off. Why is the driving line so bad? Okay, just before 8,000 revs is when we can shift up. Yeah, I can't, like, following that line is terrible. I can't even do it properly. %81%, okay. Did relatively well following it there. Ah, 94%. There we go. So is that the driver tire or is that me? Nice. That looks like me from the last lap. This is not how any Ford Focus that I have ever heard actually sounds. My parents actually had this model of Focus. 95%, good. Okay. I don't really know, is that good? Does the driver tire understand now? Overall... Wait, kink, where's the kink? Oh right, this is a type of corner and it's learning those types of corners. Okay. It's an interesting mechanic. I don't think it's obviously not that entertaining to watch, I don't think, so. Observe. Watch this driver race on any track using cars from your garage. I guess that would be interesting if you were just playing this game for fun on your own. Right, there must be some absolute mad body kits that you can put on this RX-7. Because it's an RX-7, that's kind of what they were designed for. Oh, a C West kit, okay. June, Bomex, a Forza own little weird wing thing. Let's put the C West on. Oh, mind you, the C West one looks terrible. Oh, there's a big old diffuser there. It is just a stock rear bumper with a diffuser on it, but I quite like that. Look at the exhaust just coming out of a hole. What's that about? Wow, these are all terrible. Oh, we've got to let the air out for that that rotary engine. No rear spoiler on a stock RX-7 is a little bit weird. I thought most of them just came with a spoiler on them. Roll cage? Does this... Okay. There's some sick rims. Of which there are not many. Unfortunately. Not like any of these. They're all terrible. They'll do. They kind of look like GT racing wheels. Beef. Oh, wait, hang on. We're right at the bottom of the category that we're going to be in. Okay, this is going to be difficult. Oh, there we go. Rotary. Oh, okay. Well, this is not a... Oh, look, we're up to 4 events per series now, and 3 laps on some of them. 2 laps on a super speedway is not going to be anything to do with driving skill. It's just going to be who's got the best top speed. So we'll see how this goes, because I've got no idea how this is going to stack up compared to the other cars in this race. I guess we'll have a good idea from simulated quali. Fourth. 3 similar cars. Oh, that AB Flug RX-7 is the one that's like highly tuned. So we may not really have much of a chance in this race. Not especially quick. Doesn't really sound like a rotary engine either. Oh yeah, we're behind. We're gonna have to tune this car to win this race at least. I don't know about other races in this series, because they're obviously not on tracks like it. Why are we being caught up so easily? What's going on? And why does that sound so different to our car, even though they're exactly the same model? And why are we randomly catching cars that ahead? We're like, what's going on here? This is weird. No. Like, it kind of sounds like a rotary engine, but not really. This is fun, isn't it? Get out of it. Well, the Ings RX-7 came first. Oh. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start off with the rotary event the next time we play. So we made some decent progress. We did the Roadster, MR, Eclipse versus Integra, FR, all-wheel drive, and some of the point-to-point races. So we had a fairly productive stream. We did quite a few of these. We've got the Impreza versus Lancer left, American Hustle. We do the RX-7 as well in this one. I don't know where it is though. Oh, it's one of the downhill ones. That should be fun in an RX-7. That's kind of what those cars are good at. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, I'll leave it there for today. But we'll start with that next time we go Forzing. I don't know when that'll be because, like I said, where's Big Face? Big Face. I want to play Rise of the Ronin when that comes out. But I don't know really what to play in the kind of like 2 weeks until then. Hopefully, we'll do the Spider-Man. We'll get the Spider-Man Platinum. That'll be fun. And then, I don't know, maybe Scars Above, like I said. That one should only take like a couple of streams. I've read that it's only like a 10-hour-ish kind of game. So I could do that. I don't want to start something really extensive because I think Rise of the Ronin is a fairly extensive game. Like, I think that's going to take some degree of time. There's quite a lot going on in it. Yeah, definitely go and have a look at it, Chris. It looks really good. And in fact, well, I'm going to have a look at the Volvo V40. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, the Volvo V40. I can't remember what the Flash version of it is called. It might be the R Design, I think, Volvo V40 R Design. That might just be the one with all the extra gizmos on it, though, rather than, like, the fast one. Because they don't produce it anymore, so it went up to 2019. I didn't realise they weren't making them now, but what year are you looking at? They are nice looking cars. I can't remember what the model that came before that was called. It might have been even something like the V30 or something, because the old V40 was a really big car, like much bigger than the current V40. But there was a smaller one that looked quite similar with the flat hatch with the black like glass on it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they did like a sort of fast version of it. But I can't really remember what it was called. Your mum's got a Volvo and it's pretty nice. Yeah, Volvos are nice cars. They're pretty reliable. They just kind of go. They just work. You know, they're a very nice car if you just need something that you're never going to have to think about. Like, it's just nice, you know. There's a reason that they sell so well. So yeah, wouldn't it be a bad idea to get one? Ah, right. Well, that's a weird. It's been a car stream, so we're talking about cars. It's appropriate. But yeah, I won't be streaming tomorrow. Like I obviously usually do a Friday stream. Won't be doing that. That's why I've streamed today. Just gonna have to get your mocker sorted. Yeah, that might be it. Sometimes you just have to. But yeah, not streaming tomorrow. Stream today instead, and then Monday should be back as usual. What I might actually do is stream Monday daytime because I'm off work and might just give me something to do in the day. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know what I'll stream on Monday. I don't think I'll do Spider-Man, even though I do want to do that and get the platinum for it and stuff. You are not off work. Well, maybe I won't do that then. Maybe I'll play something that you're going to hate. Halo. You said you don't like Halo, so... but yeah, we'll see. It'll definitely be Monday, whenever it is on Monday. And I'll decide what it is. Kind of probably Sunday evening or something like that. But yeah, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed watching me crash into things and fail to spot breaking points on the fuzzy screen from 2004 or whatever it is. But yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Have the loveliest of weekends. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you on Monday. Love you, bye.